Okay, we're going to go over some news, some good news for bus riders. And I guess we're going to start off with this breaking news here from Nice Bus. They have seen they're not going to go through with the April service changes right now. They are put on hold. So that means that the N15 will continue to run to Roosevelt Field. I reached out to both my the county executive's office, the legislature, as well as Senator Todd Kaminsky's office. And I think, I definitely had a part in this to put this on hold or hopefully not happen at all because, a lot of people take the N15 and they say, we've seen an uptick in ridership in the past 2 weeks. As a result, our April service changes are being reworked. Stay tuned for updated spring schedules, which will go effect into it will happen in early May. So let's hope they don't change the N15. I think it's a huge mistake to do this. I really do. Some of the things, that's a busy route. You can't mess with that. You can't split it. A lot of people take that route through to Roosevelt Field. And honestly, I think that some of these changes need to be revisited again, and I'm glad that Nice Bus actually did listen. I think they saw what happened with the railroad, and they don't want that to happen to them, obviously, so that's very good. So let's go to this other bit of good news here that we have. It's actually excellent news. And my appreciation and thanks goes out to the United States Congress and President Biden for signing this latest relief bill that's going to give aid to local governments. And I know it passed along party lines, and the Republicans didn't want to go with it. That's why I'm not a Republican anymore. So, Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone announced Wednesday that county officials have reversed plans to make $75 million in staffing and service cuts after the U.S. House of Representatives passed a $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief and stimulus package. So Suffolk County is slated to receive $286 million in federal aid through the American Rescue Plan, which President Joe Biden is expected to sign into law on Friday. That aid will allow county officials to avoid layoffs and budget cuts that were scheduled to occur in July. The planned cuts include the elimination of 500 full-time jobs, cancellation of new classes of police recruits, reduction in bus and disability transit services, and decreases in funding for community clinics, public health agencies, and nonprofits. This is a tremendous relief for all of us, said Bellone. These are devastating cuts, not something that should be happening in a pandemic, and we said that from day one. The stimulus plan approved by the Senate Saturday will also send $397 million to Nassau County. Nassau officials have not forecast service cuts or job losses. Last year, County Executive LIRR ordered across-the-board spending cuts in many county departments. In December, the Nassau Interim Finance Authority, which controls county finances, won approval to refinance hundreds of millions of dollars in county and NIFA debt. The move saved Nassau $435 million for 2020 to 2022. With the debt pushed into the future, Nassau officials were able to avoid drastic budget cuts. Last week, officials announced a preliminary $75 million surplus for 2020. So hopefully that can go to improving bus service. The House's passage of the stimulus bill is great news for all Americans, regardless of your politics, Curran said in a statement. I'm especially pleased that this bill funds local governments like Nassau County, especially as we continue to man the front line in our fight to defeat the virus once and for all. Bellone said he reached a deal with county legislator leaders to avert the planned spending cuts. Legislators will likely have to approve budget amendments in coming weeks to formalize the changements, Presiding Officer Robert Calarco said. It's important not only for us in the region, but for our economy. So Bellone proposed the budget cuts in October as the county faced a projected deficit of $437 million over the next 2 years. Bellone said that more federal aid could help avert federal cuts, and he pushed it until July in hopes the federal money would arrive in time. The county also received $284 million in U.S. CARES Act funding, which had to be used by the end of 2020. Residents had urged county legislators to vote against the cuts. Nonprofits said clients risk losing access to mental health and domestic violence services at a time when they're needed more than ever. County and union officials pointed to the importance of their workforce in combating the coronavirus by investigating new cases and connecting residents with services. This is a major victory for our workforce and for all Suffolk County residents, and we applaud the county executive for his steadfast leadership during this unprecedented time. Daniel Leveler, president of the county's largest public employee union, the Association of Municipal Employees, said in a statement. County lawmakers said they approved the cuts in a large part because of the large drop in sales tax revenues, the county's largest source of revenue, in the spring. Some also said they were confident the federal government would provide more funding, even though the Trump administration and Republicans in Congress opposed more state and local aid, saying governments would use it to plug budget holes that weren't related to the pandemic. We made these drastic cuts and people were looking at us and thinking, how can you do this to me? Minority legislator Kevin McCaffrey of Lindenhurst said. It wasn't easy, but I knew that was a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, like I said, I'm glad that they did this. However, I don't think Suffolk County should have ever proposed such terrible cuts. They should have raised taxes on the rich. That's what, if you call yourself a Democrat or a liberal or a progressive, that's what you should be doing instead of punishing those who have the least. But I am glad that these cuts won't be happening. And we'll be able to, be able to stay alive on Long Island, it looks like. Thank God for that. So let's go to the next bit of news here with the railroad. They've added trains. They added a train as a result of what happened yesterday. So let's see what's going to happen here. And there was track works today, so some eastbound trains are bypassing St. Albans, but that doesn't have to do with the schedule changes. They're going to be adding a 342 train from Penn Station, stopping at Jamaica, Rockville Center, and all stops. This is as a result of what happened yesterday. So they added an extra train. And somebody said, why not just put the same train schedule back? Exactly. I agree. We need more trains going east, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. going to Ronkonkoma, 5:12. And why haven't they still added any Ronkonkoma trains? Yeah, he already said, I hope someone had a heart attack today. I mean, I still think that there needs to be charges against the railroad for this. So they added an extra Babylon train, but they're too slow with adding trains. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, so let's go look at the Ronkonkoma train. I bet you they haven't added any Ronkonkoma trains. No, it's still hourly. I mean, it's going to be a disaster. 4:12, 5:12. I mean, this is just, they're really screwing the Ronkonkoma line. And the Babylon line is getting screwed too, obviously, but you notice when something happens on the Babylon line, they're quicker to respond. But on the Ronkonkoma line, 6:31, 7:31, 8:31, it's going to be overcrowded again on the Ronkonkoma line. I don't understand why they can't add any more Ronkonkoma trains. It's just unbelievable. And the other thing going on this weekend, of course, is the track work. So we're going to have the usual track work. It's just for Saturday, but you know the deal with this. Go to the South Shore. No shuttle buses provided. That kind of nonsense again. But it's only one day. It will be just Saturday, not Sunday, but you'll see here. So I guess that's going to wrap up this video here on some of the transit news that has happened today. Obviously, I'm not pleased at all with the railroad. It's too little, too late when it comes to adding the service back. And I'm also going to read something else for you from Passengers United. So let's read this. And this has to do with the railroad. And I totally agree with this. So this is for immediate release. This is from the president of Passengers United, Charlton D'Souza. So Long Island Railroad riders need relief from dangerous overcrowding now. COVID-19 takes only 15 minutes to spread on a crowded train car. Passengers are frustrated to ride on overcrowded trains that are running hourly, causing long commutes and multiple transfers to other branches. Passengers United is aware that a passenger had a heart attack on a Babylon train that was extremely crowded. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family. The LIRR needs to find out which train crews are available to work and assign them to added trains immediately, or reinstate the old weekday schedules prior to March 8th with the same train crews who worked them till March 29th, and then go with a new weekday employee pick on March 29th. As far as the LIRR train equipment is concerned, the LIRR should get all the workers out and get this accomplished by Sunday at 11 p.m. No more excuses. If we could figure this out, then you should too, Mr. Philip Ang. Exactly. I'm going to put this press release in the video description. This is unacceptable what's happening with the railroad. And especially the Ronkonkoma branch now, getting the worst of it. Hourly service. It just goes to show you once again that, yes, we all get screwed, but the middle of the island does seem to get screwed more than anybody else just because. So that's going to be it for this video. Take care. Thank you for watching.